Hey everyone, welcome back to the MA English Cafe. Ben, today we're tackling a classics debate, one that probably pops into everyone's head at some point: talent versus hard work.
The age-old question. Are some people just born with it? Like, they just float through life effortlessly succeeding while the rest of us are over here, trying to remember where we left our keys, let alone achieve greatness.
Exactly. The myth of the effortless genius. You see someone doing something incredible, and your first thought is, wow, they must be so talented. I could never do that. But is that the whole story? Do people truly succeed simply because they are talented without putting in the work and effort?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And my immediate gut-level answer is a resounding nope. Or maybe nope with a tiny, tiny asterisk.
The asterisk. Always the asterisk. So you're saying talent isn't enough, even for those blessed few who seem to pick things up instantly?
Pretty much. I mean, think about it. We all know that person who was naturally brilliant at something in school. Maybe they were an amazing artist or a natural at math, but then fast forward 10 years and they're doing something totally different, or they've just plateaued. Why?
Because they stopped nurturing it, right? It's like having a supercar in your garage but never filling it with gas, or taking it for a drive. It looks impressive, but it's not going anywhere.
Perfect analogy. So the engine's there, the raw potential. But if you don't actually drive it, it just sits there. Or worse, it rusts. So for me, talent isn't enough. It's a fantastic starting point, a head start even, but it's not the finish line.
I completely agree. In fact, sometimes I think pure talent can even be a bit of a trap. If things come too easily at first, you might not develop the discipline, the grit, the sheer stubbornness that comes from having to fight for every inch of progress.
Oh, that's a brilliant point. It can breed complacency. Why work hard when you can just cruise? Until suddenly, the cruise lane merges into the hard work required highway, and you're not ready for it.
And everyone else who's been grinding in the slow lanes suddenly zooms past you. It's like those stories of child prodigies who burn out because the pressure becomes too much, or they never learned how to actually struggle through a problem.
Exactly. They mastered the easy stuff without developing the muscle for the hard stuff. And guess what? Life, careers, learning English. It all eventually throws hard stuff at you.
So it's not about denying that talent exists. Of course, some people have a natural inclination, a certain wiring that makes them grasp concepts quicker or perform tasks more effortlessly at first.
Yes, there are exceptional talents, absolutely. We see them in sports, in music, in academia. People who just seem to have an innate gift, no denying that.
But here's the kicker. If the person with the talent neglects them, they won't succeed. A naturally gifted musician who never practices will quickly be surpassed by someone with less innate talent who practices for hours every day.
My high school band teacher used to say, talent gets you to the starting line. Hard work wins the race. I always thought that was incredibly profound. It highlights that sustained effort is the actual differentiator.
It really is. It shifts the focus from what you're born with to what you do with what you're born with. And frankly, that's a much more empowering message for everyone, isn't it? It means success isn't just reserved for the chosen few.
Absolutely. It means your effort counts for everything. It means you have agency. You have control over your own progress. And that leads us to the other side of the coin, which is even more exciting. All right, Jenny, if talent isn't enough, then what about the rest of us? The ones who maybe don't feel like they have some grand innate talent. Can a person without that tangible, obvious talent still reach incredible heights?
Oh, absolutely, Ben. This is where it gets really inspiring. A person without tangible talent can, through hard work, keep up with and even surpass those with talent. This is the truth of it.
That's a bold statement, but I genuinely believe it. It's about sheer, consistent grit. It's showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it.
Think of it this way. Talent is like a really expensive fast car handed to you. Hard work is like consistently showing up at the gym, rain or shine, even when you're tired, to build incredible stamina and strength. Who wins the cross-country race? The one who stops when they get bored of driving, or the one who's built up the endurance to keep going kilometer after kilometer?
The one with the endurance every single time. This is why hard work is the most important thing. It's the engine of progress, the fuel that actually moves you forward.
Exactly. And this applies to everything. Learning the English language, for instance, you might not have a talent for languages. Maybe you struggle with English grammar or English pronunciation more than others. But if you consistently do your daily English practice, immerse yourself, seek out English conversation, guess what? You will absolutely improve English and eventually achieve English fluency.
I've seen it firsthand with so many English learners. Some pick up English vocabulary faster, sure, but the ones who truly excel are the ones who show up every day, listen to podcasts for learning English, do their English listening practice, and aren't afraid to practice English speaking even if they make common English mistakes.
It's all about the consistent effort. That's the secret sauce. The person with less natural musical talent who practices their scales diligently every day for years will eventually play circles around the gifted amateur who just feels the music, but never bothers with the actual technique.
It's often said that success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. I think that 99% is the hard work. It's showing up when inspiration isn't there. It's putting in the hours.
It's the discipline. It's the repetition. It's the willingness to look silly or make mistakes because you know that's part of the process. It's the grind that others aren't willing to do.
And that grind builds character too. It builds resilience. When you've had to fight for every step of progress, you appreciate it more. You're less likely to quit when things get tough.
So true. The person who relies solely on talent might crumble when they hit their first real wall because they've never learned how to climb over it with sheer effort. But the hard worker, they've been climbing walls their whole life.
This is great news for anyone feeling discouraged. It means your effort matters more than anything. Your dedication is your superpower. And speaking of superpowers, if you're enjoying this discussion and finding value in these insights, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the MA English channel. Your support helps us create more content that empowers you in both life and English learning.
Yes, please do. We love connecting with you all. So we've talked about the power of hard work. Now, let's wrap this up with some final thoughts and advice on how to actually cultivate that hard work mindset. All right, Ben, we've established that hard work is the most important thing. It can even outpace raw talent. So for our listeners who might be thinking, okay, I get it, but how do I actually do that? How do I cultivate that unwavering work ethic?
That's the practical side. First, start small. Don't try to become a superhuman overnight. If you want to practice English speaking more, don't aim for an hour a day if you're doing 0 now. Aim for 5 minutes. Consistency beats intensity, especially at the start.
That's crucial. And tie your effort to a clear goal. Why are you putting in the hard work? What's the vision? Whether it's English fluency, mastering a skill, or launching a project, a clear why fuels the how.
And celebrate small victories. Every time you show up, every time you push through, acknowledge it. That positive reinforcement builds momentum. It makes the hard work feel less like a chore and more like a rewarding journey.
Absolutely. And don't compare your behind-the-scenes effort to someone else's highlight reel. You only see their talent or their results. You don't see the thousands of hours of unseen work they put in. Remember, talent isn't enough on its own.
So true. Social media can be a real trap for that kind of comparison. It's all about focusing on your own path, your own effort.
And embrace failure. It's not a sign that you lack talent. It's a sign that you're trying. Every mistake is a learning opportunity. It's part of the process of getting back on track and refining your approach. That's the core of resilience.
This also means prioritizing. If hard work is key, then what are you dedicating your time to? Are you focused on what truly moves the needle forward, or are you getting caught up in distractions and disorganization? It ties back to time management and productivity.
Exactly. Sometimes the hardest work is simply saying no to things that don't align with your goals. And remember, it's about balance too. This isn't about working yourself into exhaustion. It's about smart, consistent effort. Don't neglect self-care.
Right. Even the most dedicated hard worker needs to reset sometimes. This actually loops back to our previous episode about the reset routine. You can't sustain the grind if you don't know how to recover from an off day or a bad day.
It's all connected. The ability to bounce back makes your overall effort more sustainable. It fosters long-term personal growth and prevents burnout.
So, to all our incredible English learners out there, you might think some people just have a talent for languages. Maybe they do, slightly. But your consistent English practice, your dedication to daily English, your willingness to make common English mistakes and learn from them, that's what will lead you to English fluency.
Your persistent effort, your hard work, that's your superpower. It truly is progress, not perfection. We hope this episode has inspired you to double down on your efforts and believe in the power of your own dedication.
Thank you so much for joining us at the MA English Cafe today.
Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep working hard towards your goals. See you next time.